What up, though? What is that on your
Take
face?
money.
What's going on?
Hey, I am ready for the weekend.
Oh man, you ain't never had this much enthusiasm about my Cowboys, man. Say,
Never. Absolute never. My Chiefs are playing the Jaguars tomorrow. Not going to take anything for granted, even though we have a much better record. Anybody, any given Sunday, could come away with the win. But, we team Chiefs over here, KC all day.
Vegas got their hands in the games. The fact that the Jaguars are even gonna play this weekend should tell you everything you need to know. So,
Why you say that?
I mean, the Jags, they came back from. I mean, that has a lot to do with them beating the Chargers. The Chargers not known for closing the deal, but they came back from like 30 points down last week.
Yeah, the Chargers are trash.
Yeah, man.
Sorry to all those out there, Diego, but never will I ever root for a Charger. So let me get up out of this snap cam so we can get to some serious business.
You like any other games? Like, what'd you think about the Cowboys and the 49ers? That is kind of a classic game. We talked about that the other day. 49ers, Cowboys, they go back to Dion back in the day.
Yeah, it should be a good game. So, I'm going to be watching football all weekend. That's for sure. So, let's bring up your screen share and get right into the deck screener.
All right. Yeah, I just been looking at Bitcoin. I've been watching these two key levels. I still haven't seen the confirm. Or are we going to the moon? It's still it kind of slowed down. We had like a week of just prices taking off all over the board, but we're getting pretty close to my ceiling where I had it marked off, right around that $22,000 mark. And I don't know, not a FUD in the news. They're talking about Genesis, and they just had this big hack. Well, not hack, but they're filing for bankruptcy. They a lending firm. They lent a lot of money to 3 Hours Capital. So anybody that gave those guys money are underwater right now. And yeah, it's another list of they have Voyager, Celsius, BlockFi, FTX, and look like Genesis is gonna be that next one. So yeah, I think if something happens, they just had a big somebody moved 200 million in Bitcoin to the exchanges. So yeah, it could get ugly in these next coming days.
Wow. So for some of the people out there, I know we often talk about being here for the noobs, right? For the newcomers, trying to give you an overview into the crypto space and what's going on. I have family members all the time, especially when something hits the news, right? FTX collapse, the dude, what's his name? SBF or something?
Yeah, SBF,
Yeah.
Sigmund Freud.
Him being arrested, or the stories where a couple of different cryptocurrency, like I don't even know what they were, but they were found dead.
Yeah.
So like whenever these big stories hit the news, my family members always come calling like, hey, did that have anything to do with you? Did you lose all your money?
Y'all
Like,
all right?
all right. Yeah, like without
Oh
fail
man.
every time. So maybe you could just kind of help explain, like, what is the difference between, what we talk about, what we believe in as far as like crypto in the DeFi space, and then like what's happening with centralized exchanges. And I'll take the screen share down for a little bit.
Yeah. Well, when you talk about DeFi, what that means, it literally means decentralized finance. So basically, you want to operate to where you're not at the risk of any third party, either telling you what you can or can't do, or, coming to confiscate your funds or something going wrong. So the higher level of decentralization is just the best in the crypto that we try to promote. So that's why HEX and, the whole ecosystem, as far as, security audits, to where the code is secure, it's immutable, where you can't change it. No one's in control, no central authority. And those are the things that we like to promote in being your own bank. You talk about these exchanges, someone literally, those Celsius, those are funded, by investors and venture capital firms. So they have a vested interest. And so, there's backhand deals, there's crypto money moving around. They're not clearly transparent with what's going on. So you just can't trust humans. We got to trust math over men.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why a lot of times I tell people, like we'll have cousins or whatever message and be like, have you heard of this coin or have you heard of this coin? And a lot of these coins that they're finding are just from scrolling on Coinbase or Robinhood or something like that. And like that's another thing that you kind of have to like really think twice about before you go jumping into these coins you see on these centralized exchanges, because you have to question how the centralized exchange got those coins, right?
Right.
And and that's a big player as far as like how the price is going to move. Will they dump on your head if they have controlling interest, or they have these free coins that they get so that they can promote it so that you buy it, and then they can exit.
Well, it's kind of like the backwards thinking of the retail investor. What came first, the chicken or the egg? Did my coin pump because it was on Coinbase, or did my coin pump now it gets to get listed on Coinbase? So um, it's kind of a reverse indicator to how popular or the success of a coin. Sometimes that's the death of a lot of coins. Once they make it to Coinbase and those big exchanges, that starts the death spiral to only down. So um, yeah, the decentralized space to the way you get the coins, going to these decentralized um Uniswap and these places where there's a liquid market to where the price moves naturally. It's not just because there is this hype, or the market is just I don't want to say euphoric at the moment, but it's a real market to where it's who wants it can buy it, who wants to sell can sell, and the market kind of balances itself out.
Yeah, Hex Fetty is saying it becomes false trading volume, which
Yeah.
I absolutely agree. While we're over here in the chat, I want to say hello, what's up? Hope you're doing well. To the other people joining us in the chat, Lacey Hexkin, how you doing? Big
Hey,
G.
Lazy Hexton, shouts out. That's my shouts out. We've been doing shouts outs in the community, but it feels good to have some familiar faces, especially Susie as well. But Lazy Hexton, shouts out for being here with us again today.
Yes, and Big GZ, he says, "What's good, Hexkins?" Yes, what is good? So this is a new thing that we're doing, starting to stream every day, just trying to let you in on some of our crypto conversations. We typically have conversations about crypto every day. So now we're just inviting you into our conversation, kind of showing you the what we do on a daily just to stay up to date with what's going on in the community or in the market, or just in the general space. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring your screen share back up. Any other notable changes in the coins that we kind of pay attention to? I know you were kind of looking at the Bitcoin chart this morning, but
Yeah, and then my baby Hex, she's not feeling too good this morning. We are back down to like 2.2%. This looks like it's starting to head and shoulders here for me. It's not working for me, but there is some there's a long-term resistance, kind of like I call that a floor line that we're kind of tapping on. So we may be just kind of uh retesting a floor here. I don't like the fact that we poked through that floor the other day and came down to 1.9. That does scare me a little bit. Usually when you do that, there's another 5% after that you can expect. So and you can see a line here. I'll just draw that real quick. So a possible, around at 1.7 level where we could come to retest. So that wouldn't be out of the cards, but we could get an announcement or anything, and we might talk about that today, to where we continue this trend line up and start a new, uptrend in Hex. Ethereum as well. Ethereum's been looking pretty good. I think of Ethereum is kind of the mover of the market now, as opposed to Bitcoin. So, like the way that Ethereum is moving. Yeah, above my target. You see I had this target area drawn up here. So we've kind of met that and we're testing it, moving higher. So maybe that can save Bitcoin from dumping so hard. Maybe Bitcoin can go sideways for a little bit, while ETH and the altcoins can kind of make a move. And some other altcoins, Zen is doing great. It's back up over that bunch of zeros in the two. So that's kind of I think the floor, like just under two, that little two level is where the buyers will start to try to accumulate. But mint, why are you buying when you can just mint? And yeah, that's Zen. Trying to get on this uptrend. I think if it gets rejected, I think this is still, it's not 99% down for no reason. So definitely probably some downtrend in the area. I mean, Hedron um, struggling against the support. I don't want to say it, but I think down to the bunch of zeros and 10 is the next kind of stabilizing floor. Maybe even a slow crawl back to get support. Yeah, right around 10 level. So Hedron kind of consolidating, but yeah, if ETH can get its act together, we all can have a party.
Nice. So I'm going to bring this up just because Crypto Luck Box brought it up. He said, hello. He got his Madeira on. Miss you guys. Can't wait to see the cruise. Totally agree. I am very excited about the cruise. And I have somewhat of an interesting announcement that I'm interested to get. Our audience tends to be a lot more Hexicans because we are Hexicans, but we've, had some streams where we've talked about the fact that, we believe in crypto and crypto education in promoting, multiple coins that abide by the principles, that we see. And so being that is, we had a stream, our team member, Avid and Patrick had a stream recently with Jack Levin, where at the end of this stream, they asked him if he would be interested in coming on the cruise, because we see this as an opportunity to promote the entire crypto space, to, draw people out because they want to network and talk to people, founders of projects and, people, content creators in the space and all that good stuff. And so he was very optimistic and open to the idea on the stream. And then last night, kind of the reason why we chose our topic today, the FUD topic, I'm going to go ahead and pull this down, is because Accept Cookies, he used to be Orca Online, right now he's Accept Cookies. Him and Bullish were hosting a space last night, and I think it was called FUD 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 Club. That's what it was. It was
Sounds
FUD.
fun.
Yes, and it was a long space. It was going for like most of the time throughout the afternoon and evening or whatnot. So
Hours
at
of
some
FUD.
point, yes, hours of FUD. So at some point, I decided to hop into this space, and then Bullish kind of puts me on the spot, like, "Hey, come up to speak." He's like, "I'm gonna FUD something. I'm gonna get Black Hex gonna come up and talk. I'm a FUDder cruise." And so, when I did come up to talk, I said, "You know what? I'll FUD my own cruise." I tried to get Richard Hart to come on the cruise, and he kind of gave me a
Fuck
big
your entire cruise.
he kind of was like, X Day on the cruise. So, why not? There's other founders in the space. Jack, would you like to come on the cruise? And as soon as I said that, Jack came up to speaker. And so we got a chance to kind of talk. And he seems very, very interested, very open to coming on the cruise. I know some of you guys are going to say, oh, that's just him, getting even deeper with his vampire attack. But we kind of see it as, joining forces, right? Like, I'm always going to preach that my product is the best, right? That's Hex, and he's going to preach that Zen is true crypto, or not true. What's his term?
Fair.
Fair. That his is fair crypto. You have the same opportunity as anybody else, but at the end of the day, that is just going to be more eyes on the crypto space, and each
And
individual, as a free person, a free thinking person, will decide which direction they want to go. But there's options out there. And I love that he was so open to wanting to come on what is the Hex cruise.
I mean, I like your idea. You said you wanted it to be a crypto cruise, to
Yeah.
where everybody's invited, and
Yeah.
you look at the stream, a guy, Crypto Power Talk. He covers a lot of Hex stuff too, but he was talking about how these are all tools in crypto. These are tools that you can use. And yeah, Zen is more for adoption for new users, and Hex is still just value storage, which it still does better than any other crypto. So,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, when you are in these communities coming together and showing what true crypto is, fair crypto and decentralized immutable code, That's a good team, if you ask me. Sound like that's a winning combination.
I love that Viper Finances in the chat. He said if Jack comes out of the sun, out in the sun on the cruise, we can prove he's not a vampire. But
Proof
what
of
happens
human.
if we don't see Jack at all during the day? But he is like the king of the nightclub.
Yep. You got to eat
all,
some garlic in front of everybody.
all the speculation kicks right back up. But yeah, at the end of the day, for me, it's about mass adoption, and I like people who support the space, right? Don't try to FUD out what I'm doing, right? And I won't try to FUD out what you're doing. But yeah, that brings me to the topic, right? Are you team FUD? Is all publicity good publicity? I kind of love what Accept Cookies was doing, with that space. Like every person that was coming in to speak, Bullish was like, hey, don't come up here unless you have some FUD. And it was just kind of the idea that like we kind of make too serious out of a lot of these issues, right? You can say something negative or about anything, if you really think about it. It's just like, can we just have conversation and then discuss differences?
Right. Um. Yeah, I think you need to like either to me in crypto. I think the advantage is you see something that other people don't see. So obviously there's going to be some FUD to people who even say, why are you going to invest in something you can't put your hands on, that you can't see, that you're not an expert, you can't read code. What are you doing in crypto? So my look is it's either going to a million or it's going to zero. So I just want to as much as I can now while everyone is against it, and then when everybody is piling in trying to get on the boat, then that's my cue to sell. So I kind of embrace FUD because that kind of tells me that's when I should be paying attention and really, getting my feet in deeper. And the best kind of medicine for crypto is to not pay attention. When you hear the FUD, you accumulate, walk away, and then when you hear people talking about it, your taxi driver's trying to sell you crypto, you go sell some, and
Yeah.
then you wait for some more FUD to buy some more. So yeah, FUD doesn't scare me. I kind of like it because if a crypto is popular enough to get some FUD, then that's just speculation to what might happen when that FUD goes away. So
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, it's the same thing for Hex, right? Like Hex had the most FUD when it came out. and that to me like piqued my interest more. Like what is about this that drives so much emotion? And whether it's good emotion or bad emotion, it's driving emotion, which is going to bring more eyes to the table.
yeah,
So if you have such conviction about something, then that's going to make me do my own research and then make me make my own decision. So, you know,
right. And I like the FUD because, especially with Hex, the FUD kind of gave you somewhere to go and look to see. They point the fingers at, well, this is what I'm looking for. I think a lot of people came in and saying they were looking for the scam. Well, since you're calling it a scam, let me see it and prove it. And when no one was providing any real proof that can kind of, you know, make you say, well, obviously you guys don't see something. So, yeah, FUD can be good. It can cause people to kind of do more, look deeper into it, and yeah, bring on the FUD.
yeah.
Can you stand in your crypto?
Let's see if I can make this big enough so that you can see it. So, being that we just talked about them, I might as well bring up the fact that accept cookies, and that's two zeros for the O's in cookies. He is my community, crypto community. It's not to me, it's not about are you the best hex influencer. It's just about somebody that is, making some waves or doing something that I respect in the crypto space in general. I like to see people, innovating in ways that bring more eyes to the table. And if that's, through making controversial Twitter spaces, then, more power to them. So Accept Cookies is my community, crypto community shout out for the day. Please go and give him a follow on Twitter or possibly check out one of his spaces.
Yeah, I like I call him Orca still. He's always Orca. He just makes you think. You know, he whenever too many people are on one side, he just loves to take that opposite kind of devil's advocate, position. And it kind of it's good, to make sure you're not being just a sheep, just make you question yourself. Am I really, because at the end of the day, I feel like he's on the side, like you said, on the side of crypto. He's not on the side of this coin, that coin. I love what he's doing with the Chia project, promoting that. The Polygon, that's great as far as NFTs and crypto education, the same space that we're kind of aiming at. So yeah, shouts out to Orca. I mean, except cookies with the two O's, zeros.
Yes. I see we have somebody in the chat here that is not enjoying our conversation, and that's perfectly fine.
Who that?
I don't know his name. I don't know how you say it, but if you don't like it, you don't have to be here. We're just sharing our opinions. Like I said before, this is our crypto conversations. This is what we would talk about if we weren't on stream. We just decided to, let you guys in if you want to be a part of the conversation. So another recognition or just information I want to share with you, and you've probably seen me a couple times where Hex polls Texan merchandise. And it is amazing merchandise. But something else that she does in addition to creating merch is she plans meetups in her local area. She was inspired by some of the meetups that she's been to. She's all the way out in the Dubai area. And I want to say this is like her second or third meetup that she's planned. And each time it's having a bigger and bigger turnout. So if you are in the Dubai, you want to go out and meet some Hexicans, some blockchain, or anything else, then check out Suzanne Hexican. She is on Twitter and also on Instagram under the same name.
Man, that's so dope. And then you even seen it with the with the stream with Jack, where you had Avid, who was in another country, and the Lion, they're all, it was international, and then Suzanne, who's from Germany, but she's out in Dubai, so just how Hex is just across the globe, we all over the place, took the trip around America, we're doing it again. So Hex is making moves. It's just what other crypto is doing that, what other business is doing that.
So any other topics that you wanted to bring up?
I was talking about the Genesis bankruptcy, but there was another financial issue that happened. I don't know if you saw it on Twitter. Maybe you can look for it. Bank of America. Did you see that, where the people got their money took out the bank and they couldn't get their funds? It was disappearing and they couldn't access it. Just another, not your keys, not your coins, like literally. They were going into the bank, complaining to the tellers, and they wouldn't even talk to them. So just another argument for crypto and why you should definitely have all access to your own money. So I wanted to talk about maybe some other exchanges you've used. We definitely don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. You get your money on and off these exchanges quick as possible. I'm starting to lose a little confidence in Coinbase. I've been using them, but I've used a couple others. So did you have any advice as far as your experience in using some other exchanges?
So for the most part, be honest, I have been pretty loyal to Coinbase. Reason that is because if for Coinbase, I probably wouldn't be in crypto. Like, that made it so easy. When I first got in, the only reason like I've said times before, is that I wanted to play poker, right?
Yeah.
And so the poker site that I was using, you had to send Bitcoin. And so they had recommended, buy you some Bitcoin. And so Coinbase was like, the stable, what you go to. And since then, I've been using Coinbase to send Bitcoin, to get everything, to send to my MetaMask, to do everything. What I really like about Coinbase is the Coinbase card. That they have a debit card where you can just use USDC, just like cash. And they also have like rewards. So like, if you want the traditional, right, in Ethereum, then you may only get like 1% rewards. But if you take one of the random coins like Stellar, then you can get like 4% back on your card purchases. And then pretty much as soon as I get the rewards, I switch it right back into either USDC or Ethereum for my gas fees. Now, this by using this Coinbase card, I have been paying my Ethereum gas fees for the last year. I have not had no, and I have been stacking a nice little bag of Ethereum because I told you like that focus is to come out of this bear market with a decent amount of Ethereum so that as gas prices go up, I still already have, a good amount of Ethereum to pay for them. So I use Coinbase really for anything that has to do with Matic or Ethereum chain. And then I use crypto.com for the BNB chain because you can send BNB or BUSD over to crypto.com. I don't love crypto.com. They have way higher fees, way slower when it comes to sends. But, Coinbase doesn't take BNB. So I had to find some type of way to be able to send from the BNB chain.
Yeah, that's good to know. A lot of like I said, especially in this ecosystem, we don't really deal in BNB, and be careful, stay off of that blockchain if you don't know what you're doing. There's a lot of scams over there. But yeah, it's when you look for ways to move in and out of crypto, like you said, and like you said, you got a KYC on all of these. I used KuCoin when I was first getting into crypto because they were the ones who were the most vocal. They had a lot of those links that they were shilling for trading. Never tried to trade on any of those, just a way to get fiat into the system. So use KuCoin, but then again, they had a hack, so I've always been nervous about even using those exchanges. Like I said, it's quick on, quick off, do what you need to do.
No matter what exchange I use, I don't keep my crypto on the exchange. It's in and out, out and in. The only time I do have crypto on the exchange is when it's USDC, and it's only for like a short amount of time. Like I'll move, $500 on there to be able to spend it. Like I know that I'm about to make about this amount of money in purchases, and then I'll move it on there because it's not even, like secure like the bank where like if somebody gets access to your codes. Now I have disputed charges before and they have reversed it. But their customer service is just nowhere close to, what you expect from like a Wells Fargo or what you thought you could expect from the Bank of America. And obviously, you can get jacked in any way. So yeah, I will just put a little bit on there just for the purposes of spending so I can get that 4% back. And then, other than that, it sits in my real wallets, and then I just send it just for use.
How you say you do it? In and out, out and in? That's how you...
Something like that, whatever's. Yes. Viber says that he recommends Kraken. They are partnering with the Fed to launch digital dollars. So I imagine they are going to be around. Yes. Internationally, I've heard a lot about Bitstamp. I don't know that here in the US we have access to Bitstamp. But I know that some of my German mates, they talk about Bitstamp a lot. So you might, if you are in Europe or somewhere like that, then you might want to check that one out as well. What up, my DGen friends? Absolutely. I miss my little DGen tailgate partner, Expensive Taste. I think we're going to get her back pretty soon. But until we do, all love for all the DGens all around the world. Are we still talking about Chia? Look, I don't know anything about Chia. I don't, promote it. I haven't even looked into it. But what I do know is that he is innovative in the space, right? And he believes in crypto education. I actually more so had interest in his Pokegon direction he was going because the NFT gives you access to an educational protocol. And so I like that for my kids, especially being that my kids like Pokemon.
Yeah.
It was a cool little connection to bring them into crypto. But outside of that, I really don't know what he's working on. And, you know, this is just about people, not projects. So, anything else going on? Oh, look, Vibra agrees that Bitstamp is also great. Do you know, Vibra, if you can use Bitstamp in the U.S. or is it more Europe based? I'm wondering that. So, anything else going on in the chat? Not so much.
Watching the chat.
What's in the chat? What else is going on? So, April 24th through the 28th is the Hex Cruise. I'm thinking that it's gonna sell out. Right now, the inventory is looking real slim. I'm talking like less than 10 rooms on the boat. We should see more rooms come February 8th. But it's not guaranteed. It's quite possible that there's another major size group that has, you know, tagged along to our selling, and that's why, you know, the boat is so filled up. Us as
Yeah,
Hexkins,
took
we
all the
have,
good rooms.
yeah, we only have like 35 rooms on the boat, so it's not like we have all 500 rooms. So I'm not real sure why the selling is so packed. I'm hoping that after February 8th, some of that inventory will come back into the system. But if you are interested in going, I would definitely get with me sooner than later because it is that this selling will sell out. Anything else? Oh, no. I was gonna earlier when we were talking about FUD, I was gonna read your definition of FUD. Are we kind of too past that?
Definition of FUD?
Yeah, from ABC Crypto.
Oh, yeah, I gave my boy my book, so I've been having my son. So we were trying to go through the book. I'd hate to have this book and he's not in it. You know, you got it at home, my boy. So, what does it say though?
FUD, defined by Kevin Conway, creating a sense of fear, uncertainty, doubt. Well, that part is in quotations, using negativity and misinformation.
Uh-huh. So
Yeah.
yeah, and there's a lot of different reasons people do it. You know, sometimes people FUD projects with the intent to get other people to sell so they can get a bigger position, you know, for cheaper. Uh, some people don't like competition, so they'll just say everything negative they can about a competitor just to get you to, you know, invest in their product instead. So, yeah, FUD it's everywhere, man.
Yeah. So Vira confirms that we can use Bitstamp here in the US, that he is using it
America.
in New York, and that it's legal everywhere. So that is great information to have. I am definitely going to check out Bitstamp because, you know, at any time, any one of these exchanges can go down, and I don't want to be stuck without having a way to, you know, get money out or get money in. So I wonder, didn't you want to share some updates that you had seen that KDP was posting about Postchain?
Yeah, I can bring up her Twitter. She was talking showing where Richard Hart had he posted the update, but she actually get loud where some different were logging in and making some changes, you know, doing some things. Let's
He
see if
was
I can
freezing a
find her.
little bit.
Yeah, I'm trying to load up this Twitter. See, I start working on my computer, then and now you're working me too hard, boss.
Oh, that's when you start freezing. Maybe I should bring it up for you. What was?
While
Do
I
you
wait,
know what the
I
updates?
no, I don't. They talking enough. But who was that? Somebody I think RH Maximalist. He's on YouTube. But he was like putting all those what it means in layman's terms, what Richard Hart was posting. So RH Maximalist, if you check him out, he was breaking down let me see. Did you pull it up?
I got KDP's page if you want to look at that.
Yeah, let me see what she was talking
Yeah.
about. Oh yeah, so she said something about the green light. So if you look at that first box, go back up to where the green. So one of those is the V2. So that's version 2. We've already done that. So waiting on V3. And basically when all those boxes are a go, the main at RPC is the main one. But if you so that's just showing that they're showing some progress. But go down to where that dev guy, I forget his name, but he just recently popped up in the community.
Oh, Breetep?
Yeah.
Is who you're talking about?
Uh-huh.
You want me to go to his page?
Well, no, it was a comment on his on her feed, but just basically, she's keeping us up to date with every time there's any activity. She was really plugged, to all those updates. I can barely see it.
I can make it a little bigger. It says on January 19th, she said that Richard Heart could be forking
Beacon Chain.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, there was a there was an issue with Block Explorer. They were using it, so didn't know how they were going to figure that issue out or something of that nature. But seems like everything's coming together now pretty soon. These last couple of weeks after like months of zero activity and no updates. It's like we're getting
and there he is right there.
Flood of stuff running in.
Breetep, this is the post chain dev. I guess we can go ahead and give him a follow. But yeah, I appreciate KDP for staying on top of all the different updates and whatnot that you see coming across the, what is it, GitLab?
GitLab? Yeah.
What's
Nerd
going
Lab.
on, Hex Ninja? We got Hex Ninja in the chat, bringing on the fires.
What up, though?
Yes.
Shout out to my boy living, man. I see my man out there. Was it skiing the last thing I see him doing? But boy, Taylor be in these streets.
Yes,
I was trying to shout out my boy Guilty Genius one time for the gear. Guilty Genius. You may have seen us in the sweatshirts and the gear time to time. Yeah, man, D-Town, homegrown.
Oh, I think this is a confirmation that yes, he was skiing.
Jumping off boats, jumping off cliffs.
Hex Ninja, we're gonna see you on the Hex cruise, so we can catch up again, have another amazing time.
Don't jump off that boat.
Please don't jump. I know you like jumping off boats, but please don't jump off that boat. Yeah, man. San Diego, Taylor jumped off the yacht that we were on into some very, very cold waters.
Man.
But it seems like he had a great time. You looking for a
He did it multiple times.
I'll see if I can help you out with that. I get people that message me all the time, so I'll let you know if something comes up. Anything else going on? I'm just looking.
That's about that, man. We yeah.
Yeah.
Let's build the goods, you know what I'm saying? Tell them everything going on.
Yep. So I guess we can probably wrap it up a little early today if that's all that we want to discuss. Oh, did you freeze on me? Yeah, just a little bit. Just a little bit. That's all right. So yeah, we are streaming every day. Don't know yet. We haven't decided yet if we're gonna keep it going on the weekends. Try to do, something fun with the kids on the weekend. Try to get out the house a little bit. But definitely during the week, Monday through Friday, we will be here and just crypto conversations. His perspective, her perspective, just telling it from, both sides. So if there's any discussion topics you'd like us to talk about, maybe leave a comment down in the chat. Other than that, that's pretty much it for today.
We out.